troubled thoughts and the self-esteem to match. What a catch, what a catch. Whoa.
My crime might seem like that, but like I'm not the person that they may think I am from reading something. Like I'm way different than that.
15-year-old Colt Lundy is at the start of a 30-year prison sentence for conspiracy to commit murder and the shooting death of his stepfather. He and a 12-year-old accomplice were caught in Illinois after the boys fled in the victim's car. What would drive two kids, neither of whom had ever had a brush with the law, to commit such an unthinkable act? Reports show no real explanation, and neither boy chose to talk to us about the specifics of the crime.
I got 30 years to spend 5 for probation. I never thought I could actually go to like prison. I just thought the worst would be probation or boys' school, but you don't realize until after the fact that every decision you make, every choice has a repercussion, whether good or bad. And you just need to keep that in mind because, you know, this can happen to you.
Teenagers like Colt Lundy and his roommate are not alone. Across the United States, nearly 10,000 kids under the age of 18 are serving time in adult prison and jail. When it comes to kids and punishment, the question needs to be answered. Do kids, no matter what the crime, belong in adult prison?
It's a complicated issue just because of the fact that they are still juveniles, so they're still young in mind and body and spirit and everything. And yet they have committed some pretty serious crimes against society. The natural reaction, particularly for a kid who's going into an environment like that, they learn survival skills. And it's not a positive learning environment either.
For 15-year-old kids coming in that have 30 years to do, what I would tell them is that what the guys told me when I came in. Users and abusers are all over this place.
32-year-old inmate Greg Ousley knows what it's like to be a young kid serving hard time. At the age of 15, Ousley was convicted for the murder of both of his parents. He became the youngest person in Indiana history to be sentenced as an adult. Ousley was placed directly into the adult population.
I had some guys try to tell me, don't tell them you're 15, tell them you're 17. I'm not a liar, and I just, first guy asked me, he was like, you look kind of young, how old are you? I was like, he was cut in my hair, so I'm 15. And he stopped me, he's like, what? You know how quickly that spread throughout that prison? Yeah, I mean, people wanted to be my bunkie at that time for the wrong reasons. It's ugly. It's ugly. It's a sick environment.
He was 15, and I remember him coming in the cell house, and I remember pulling over talking to him, and he looked so young. He still had that baby face type of thing, you know.
I need to be punished for what I did. I'm never going to take that away. But it shouldn't have been just punishment, because it isn't like I just walked out into society and just took some random person. There's a reason this happened, and I'm not justifying it, but I'm saying there's an understanding behind this. I mean, I've been locked up for 18 years, and I've still never had a chance to get the counseling for why I killed my mom and dad. If everyone has such a great opinion now, you know, the community, well, you need to be locked up. Where were you before? Where were you when you were in school? I'm showing all the signs. Where were you then? So.
He's kind of a little guy. It's hard to imagine someone that age being in that position.
Had you ever been in juvenile?
No. This was my first time.
Gingerich's age and lack of criminal record caught the attention of Monica Foster, an Indianapolis attorney who's taken on his case pro bono. She's appealing Paul's adult sentencing and fighting to keep him in a juvenile facility.
He's never had a juvenile referral. Never a juvenile referral. I've never heard of such a thing. 12 years old, we're going to treat him like an adult with 0 juvenile referrals. But to treat a 12-year-old as an adult is for the system to say, we give up on you. There is nothing that we can do to rehabilitate you. And to me, that is selling the justice system so far short. And it is selling a kid like Paul so amazingly short. It's just ridiculous.
Monica and Paul's mother, Nicole Gingerich, hoped to keep Paul in a youth facility with programs geared towards his age and developmental needs. But as it stands now, Paul will transition to Wabash as soon as officials feel he's matured enough to make the move.
There's a lot of hurt feelings that happen with these cases. So understand when people are out there and they're angry and they're hurt. Somebody needs to pay for that. But not just one person. You don't mean you throw this kid away even, because kids just like wake up one day and say, oh, I'm going to kill somebody.
Regardless of the offense that they may have committed, I mean, you still have to weigh the fact that, this is still a 12, 13, 14-year-old child, and they are not fully developed. You also have to weigh that against, the nature of the crime that was committed. It becomes very difficult.